You're still watching Ways now. Since 1982, the International Day of Peace has begun with the ringing of the peace bell at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Peace means so much more than an absence of war. More ordinary conflict arise from disputes with family, colleagues, and neighbors, and these disturb our sense of peace. Making peace with one person today, even if it is just with yourself, is the fitting way to mark the day. Light a candle, reflect, forgive, and enjoy being tranquil. Parents, do you reward your children when they share toys and help each other? So you must teach them how to solve disputes without aggression, and teach them. That's a great way to enjoy peace for the day. All right, so happy Peace, International Day of Peace. For those that do not know, my English name is Peace, even though I'm not peaceful sometimes. I'm a very troublesome person, but peace is one thing that I have learned over time, that whether I like it or not, I can never control how people would bring certain things to me. What I can do is control how I respond to those things. And once you are able to put yourself in that space, I think it just gives you some level of harmony, and you do not have, how do I put it? You're not fazed, you're not bothered. Right. So people will do whatever it is that they want to do. You would always find yourself that constantly you're in a state of calm and peace within. That is one.
That's a choice,
yes, it's a choice. Hi, Tenu. She was going there. She's in the spirit. It's always been a choice.
Yeah.
It's always been a choice.
When you were talking, the part that got me was when you said light up a candle. And I think that's what I'll do tonight. Just enjoy my scented candles.
Elsie, you just hit the nail on the head. I just already saw my candle by my bedside, just snoozing off.
Okay.
Uti, that I remember to put it out.
Uti, how about you? How are you celebrating International Peace Day?
Uti and this are side eye.
For me, peace is a choice. That's the most important thing. Peace is something you can give away very easily if you're not deliberate in protecting it. So for me, yes, we can light candles where you can do all that other wonderful stuff. For me, it's just a state of mind, is to choose it.
Absolutely. So on that note, what did you find for us, Uti Elu?
Where I don't know that people will choose peace with this headline. It says, in the midst of everything that's happening, in the country right now with the economy, I'm looking for a ray of hope, and I'm struggling to find it. So the headline says, Nigerians to pay more for electricity as FG ends monthly subsidy. So according to this headline, the monthly subsidy of 30 billion naira monthly will end by January 2022. What means that the populace, you and I, our electricity tariffs are due to go up. The government is promising to invest 43 billion naira in the sector in the coming years to help the market or help the sector to generate enough to fund itself. So it says a lot of the discos right now are achieving revenues of 50% below their invoice. So the government cannot continue to afford this. And it also references other forms of subsidies as well that are extended to other operators in the power value chain. All of those will cease. Subsidies for me are a funny thing in Nigeria because they are a way for the unthinkable and the unnameables to happen. I always believe that it's easier to allow the market to find itself and find its real price. Let supply and demand it. Control it. The reality of it is that most Nigerians don't even get power. Our gripe with power is not that we don't want to pay for it, is that we're given bills that are not commensurate to what we're paying for. And, people have tried to get prepaid meters, and I hear that's getting better, but that's also been an issue. But the fact is, we don't even get enough power. People will happily pay more if we know that we're going to actually get the power and there'll be some sort of consistency to it. But the truth is, come January 2022, electricity is going to get more expensive.
Okay.
You see, the figures that come out of our power sector can be so confusing, and the lack of transparency in that area is tiring. So you're doing 30 billion a month, right, to subsidize, but you want to invest 43 billion naira. How does that equate? Like, I don't understand it. And this is the same power sector that in Q2 of this year, they made up the I think 78% of the GDP growth. So why are you saying it is not lucrative for them to run?
So for me, I think
themselves?
When you talked about transparency, that part got me. You know why? I've had the business in Magodo. She knows the place. It's a small place. Of course, when they did the PP, public-private partnership, the tariffs went really high. Okay. So in that small space, we do minimum of 15,000, and this is us minimizing our like air conditioners and all of that consumption. 15,000 naira in 2 weeks. We do that. So in a month, this small space, we do 30,000 naira monthly, right? Now, all of a sudden, they shut down the entire this thing, say that we can't pay, they can't help, we can't buy credits anymore. Why? They want to bring the new meters to us. These meters we're already paying. It's not like it's free. Yeah, we're paying, you know, we have a card reader and everything, but that was like the old system. So this new card reader, I mean this new meter structure now, I hear that it runs faster. Like before you cough, it's gone. So they want to
a premium.
It's going to be worse. So just picture that 30,000. It means that we'll be looking at something around 60,000
a month.
What are we selling there? How much are we making there in terms of profit? Exactly. That you want to just take that. So just imagine that is my small space. Now imagine somebody in a home, people with big houses and all of. How do you expect them to cope? And you now want to do this again? God will help us. You know what? Let's move on.
I mean, it can't get any worse.
It cannot actually.
So my story, my story has to do with FG vowing to prosecute terrorism sponsors, right? The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, says that the Nigerian government is not interested in naming and shaming sponsors of terrorism. And he made this remark in an interview with Channels TV, stating that the government would rather prosecute these financiers of insurgency in court. So, bottom line is that they don't want us to know who these people are. Over 400 or so of them. And they said they span across different business people, institutions, placed individuals, highly placed people in government and all of that, but they are not concerned about naming and shaming them. That they're more interested in making sure that justice is being done, or that they're prosecuted.
I can bet you that there's no young person on that list.
It is well.
If it was youth,
they would have published it quickly.
It's lying that help us put it out. But it's okay. Let me quickly take my story. So I've been on the reports from the northern part of Nigeria for about a week now in terms of insecurity. And what we are seeing from there now again is that Jigawa state government has banned the sale of fuel in containers and the movement of motorcycle between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. The measures was announced following an upsurge in kidnapping in the state. The order is to be enforced across the state immediately. Now, the statement reads, and I quote, all petrol stations in the state are prohibited from selling more than 60 liters of petrol to any container or vessel to any individual except corporate bodies, while all hawkers of petrol are prohibited from having more than 60 liters of petrol in their custody. So I hope this works. I know there's also somewhere in the news where Katsina State Police arrested a foreigner, that's from Niger Republic, and 4 others for allegedly selling petrol to armed bandits. So
I hope it works. So I'll just quickly run through my story. It's actually something I thought worth mentioning. They said there's a bill to create about 111 additional electoral seats for women, and it has scaled the second reading on the floor of the House. And this bill, this gender equality bill, codenamed House 1301, is being sponsored by the chairperson, House Committee on Aviation, in Kiruka, I think, in Kiruka. And also in Keruka is also co-sponsored by the House of Representatives Speaker, that's Gbajabi Amila. While he was talking, he said that if women are given opportunity for the next 4 years electoral seasons, at the end they will need to vie for electoral seat, and it's not a permanent thing, and it will just give it is just to give them the leverage and the platform where they will be tested. Since women are clamoring for so much, it is like giving them a chance temporarily to see how they can perform. Okay, we shall be watching. All right, we'll take a break. Yes.
So this electoral seat thing, it doesn't. I don't know. I know we are all for gender equality, but I'm not in support, because this is a country that is saying that we are broke, and some of you would have said one of the ways to maybe help us is to cut down governance. So if you're now adding 100, are they going to work for free?
Let's take a break. We'll be talking about choices, life choices. Biko.
This electoral seat is a choice.
We'll be right back.